maternal and neonatal tetanus elimination was recently launched in partnership with NTD Provincial Health Authority, City Pharmacy Limited and the National Department of Health. Women and girls are encouraged to visit the nearest health facility or attend the clinics conducted by the mobile teams to get the free tetanus shot. National Department of Health Acting Executive Manager for Population Health and Health Communities, Dr. Luti Amos, said that tetanus is a disease that affects mothers and young girls through injuries. Tetanus, also known as lockjaw, is a serious bacterial infection that affects the nervous systems, causing painful muscle spasms and rigidity. The Board of Green Climate Fund is in its 42nd meeting in Port Moresby this week approved 258 million kina to support Papua New Guinea's national REDD Plus strategy 2017 to 2027 with the aim to address deforestation and drive sustainable forest management in the country. This marks PNG the 9th single nation in the world to access GCF's results-based payment. Prime Minister James Marape welcomed this announcement, highlighting the role of PNG's forest in cleaning up the carbon pollution of the world.
The green climate funding of 258 million kina to support Papua New Guinea's national REDD Plus strategy 2017 to 2027 will be managed by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization on behalf of PNG. The project aims to protect PNG's vast rainforest ecosystems, promote sustainable livelihoods for customary landowners, and combat climate change by reducing deforestation and forest degradation. Prime Minister James Marape, in welcoming this landmark funding, reiterated on PNG's negative carbon footprint and highlighted the role of PNG forests.
The conversation has been simple. You want us to save our forest? Someone needs to pay for us saving our forest. We are cleaning up the carbon pollutions of the world. We're contributing to cleaning up Papua New Guinea and all forest nations.
With funding now secure to drive the REDD Plus program, the Prime Minister called on Papua New Guineans to preserve forests and earn money from them through this funding.
We stand, and I'm going to COP later this year, COP 30, to advocate for all of our forest resource owners that you can save money or you can earn money from saving your forest. Instead of cutting DY, one blood DY go down, throwing DY for the next 60 years for anything. We're looking for people who could pay for us every year to just save a tree. And that money that they will announce today is about saving the trees and paying for those resource owners who want to save the trees.
According to the Climate Change and Development Authority, the funds will drive sustainable forest management and community-led climate action across 6 provinces. There is Sepik, West Sepik, Western, Kala, Chimbu and West New Britain provinces. These provinces were chosen based on their proven record in reducing emissions, the value of their forests beyond carbon, and their higher risk of deforestation and forest degradation due to population density. PNG remains one of the few carbon-negative countries in the world. This funding ensures this status is protected for not just Papua New Guineans, but the planet as a whole. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
Truka Industries Limited is once again standing behind one of Papua New Guinea's most iconic cultural events, the National Mask and Warargira Festival. In a check presentation today, Truka Industries announced a 10,000 kina sponsorship for the 28th National Mask and Warargira Festival, set to be held from July 9th to 14th at George Brown Secondary School in Gazelle District, East New Britain Province. This is the 8th year the company has supported the festival, which brings together traditional dance groups, performers and artisans to celebrate PNG's rich cultural heritage. Organizers say the event is expected to attract hundreds of visitors and will boost tourism, cultural pride and community engagement. The fire danger period, which is set to last until at least October in the Northern Territory, means residents in the area are not allowed to start fires in emergency responses areas, and fire starting permits are required in fire management zones.
Bushfire season is officially here, with the first of many declarations arriving for the Greater Darwin region this week. But it might not all be bad news.
At this very early stage, and you can't predict it whether too early, but at this early stage there is an indication that potentially it'll be an earlier wet season, which hopefully will mean a shorter fire danger period for us in the top end.
But they're not taking any chances. The Territory's fireys say landholders can do plenty to take action before it's too late.
If they don't have their fire breaks in place yet, which they really should have, making sure that they get in place ASAP, making sure that their bushfire survival plans are in place and that they've exercised them, make sure that they're still current and make sure that their family members know what is involved in those bushfire survival plans.
This week's declaration applies to the Greater Darwin region, which stretches from Darwin down to Pine Creek and from West Daly over to Kakadu.
The Katherine region, which we also call the Savannah region, is currently being monitored, and we expect that that will be declared in the next few weeks.
And the rest of the Territory isn't far behind.
As the earth dries up and the wind rises, it's heavy fuel loads such as gamba grass and other patches of dry flora like this which have firefighters concerned.
And with the abundance of gamba in the regions, some Territorians say the risks are greater than people realise.
Gamba is a massive issue come fire season, so gamba burns 4 times higher and 10 times hotter than the native grasses.
A reminder to keep things under control as Territorians feel the heat.
The future of many South Australian oyster farms are in limbo due to the widespread algal bloom on the coast. Winter storms and cooler temperatures have failed to break up the toxic outbreak, which has been dubbed an unwatery bushfire.
The coastal hamlet of Stansbury on South Australia's Yorke Peninsula is a haven for fishing, crabbing and growing oysters. It's where Steve and Jerry Bowley have built a business and a life.
Beautiful one day and beautiful the next.
Yeah.
But that life took a dramatic turn when a harmful algal bloom, Karenia mikimotoi, appeared along parts of South Australia's coast, killing thousands of marine creatures. When toxins showed up in oyster samples, some farms on the Yorke Peninsula and Kangaroo Island were closed as a precaution.
We haven't sold an oyster for many, many weeks now, so we've had absolutely no income. My real concern is what's the recovery going to look like in the next 12 months? Are we ever going to be able to sell our oysters again?
The answer may come from across the ditch, where the same toxins brought an industry in New Zealand to its knees.
We had one in the early 1990s that really devastated our aquaculture industry. The whole industry was closed for almost a year while we had developed these testing methods and identification methods in so that we could really protect human health from these toxins.
The Cawthron Institute is using that expertise to test water and oyster meat samples for the South Australian Shellfish Quality Assurance Program. Researchers are now focusing on what other species might exist in the bloom. They're also analysing brevetoxin levels in oyster samples, which need to be at safe levels before closures on the affected harvest areas are lifted. And that means an anxious wait for the likes of Steve and Jerry Bowley.
The biodiversity of the marine ecosystem is being severely compromised by this thing. And something's going on out there, guys, and we need to know what it is.
In sports, the Papua New Guinea women's 3x3 basketball team edged out Fiji in a tightly contested conference match, securing the win with a close 8-7 yesterday. The match was played at top 3 of Conference 1 in Kodor, Palau, after placing second in the first 2 stops held on 1st and 2nd July. This win is recognized by FIBA as a gold medal performance and in global ranking of points though it does not contribute to the Pacific Mini Games medal tally. The women's team have 3 more conferences games to go before the finals. Meantime, the men's team also competed strongly across all 3 stops, but narrowly missed out on a win. The FIBA 3x3 Series is a development pathway for under-18 Pacific athletes, offering qualification opportunities for major events like the Youth Nations League and the 2026 Commonwealth Games. After a well-deserved bye week for the Round 12 franchise clubs, the PNG National Rugby League competition, the Digital ExxonMobil Cup, resumes with Round 12 this weekend, and the stakes are high. With only 6 rounds remaining, the Digital ExxonMobil Cup enters the second phase of the season, where every match is crucial. Fans can anticipate thrilling performances throughout Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby, a heated local derby is expected at 1 p.m. between the Money Plus NCDC Port Moresby Vipers and Guest Resources Central Dabaris. And at 3 p.m., the dark horse of the competition, PRK Gulf ISO, look to maintain their momentum against a struggling West New Britain Kimber Cutters. Also, on Saturday at 1 p.m. at the John Amban Oval in Minj, Juaka Province, the NPL Anga Mioks and PRK Mandi Muruks match is sure to be an intriguing clash as the Mioks attempt to unseat the competition leaders. At 3 p.m., the Groton Hella Wigmen take on Wapniga Mount Hagen Eagles, a blockbuster rematch of last year's Major Cup final. From the Highlands to the New Guinea Islands, East New Britain Agma Gurias host Lacenex Tigers at 2 p.m. at the Queen Elizabeth Park in Rabaul. The Gurias aim for a commanding performance against the second-ranked Tigers in what promises to be an intense encounter. The only game on Sunday will be hosted by the Bintango Goroka Lahanis at the National Sports Institute in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. At 2 p.m., the Lahanis take on the Asila Wagi Tumbe. The Lahanis look to assert their dominance at home against an unpredictable Tumbe outfit to conclude round 12. This bye week has provided teams with the opportunity to regroup and strategize, setting the stage for what is anticipated to be an exhilarating and fiercely competitive second half of the season, with every match impacting the standings. Rex Lita, TVWAN. The Champion of Champions Darts Tournament Games 6 and 7 wrapped up yesterday as teams step up to the finals challenge today. The top 4 teams of each pool began knockouts matches as of 10 a.m. this morning. Yesterday, the teams came back fired up, registering the needed points to edge closer to the knockout stage. Yesterday's evening match heated up with Hotel Kokopo, Calamix and 15 Cutters putting up a good challenge against city teams. The matches illustrated just how much each team wants the title, with precision darts and close finishes on the urge. With the knockouts now underway, the pressure is on the secure top 4 spots in the finals. Defending champions Tioli faced off stiff contest from rivals throughout the week. They continue to stay ahead and defend the title. With the pool matches ended, Tioli, who is sitting second on the points ladder into the knockout, expected a tough challenge from the Polar Rats Arrows, Dark Moon, K180 Falcons and K180 Phoenix. Calamix of Hego Darts Association in the Autonomous Region of Bougainville and Penumbra of Kokopo Darts, East New Britain, can also cause an upset. That ends our midday news. Do join us at 6 tonight for our main bulletin. Thanks for watching. Bye now.